Thank you, Mr. President. This amendment deals with the section of the bill called voluntary diversity plans. It's planning on getting rid of them altogether. And I think it just highlights how tone deaf this bill is, just overall, and how harmful this bill is overall. So let me lay it out for you a little bit about this section would strike that part of the bill and have a task force study the issue. The task force members would include representatives from all schools within a voluntary diversity plan and school districts that are within 20 miles of those schools, the potential receiving districts, as well as all our friends from education and some parents on that task force as well. So I think it would be a good group to really study the issue. It's been a while since some of these diversity plans, voluntary diversity plans, were put in place, and it might be a good idea just to talk about, how we could improve them, make them better. Once again, they are voluntary. Only a handful of districts in the entire state have them, and they do serve a purpose. Last summer, when we had that great moment of unity and voted for, a racial diversity, racial equity, racial justice bill, everyone really, I believe everyone wanted to keep the conversation going, as Republicans say all the time, keep the conversation going, and really talk about ways that we can help Iowans in poverty. Can I continue? Help Iowans in poverty and neighborhoods. This is about preserving the integrity of neighborhoods. When a voluntary diversity plan is crafted with the district and sometimes the city participating, it helps the district balance the needs of the students and the overall student population, and it concentrates poverty, increasing segregation. So, overall, I heard a colleague of mine say it's not a racist bill. I don't know. Maybe it is. I think it's pretty racist myself.
Point of order has been raised. Please state your point.
Mr. President.
Members of the body should direct their commentary to the president, not to individual members. In this case, if she could direct comments to you, that would be preferred.
Senators, please come to the well. As a courtesy reminder to the body, please direct comments through the presiding officer. With that, the chair recognizes the senator from Polk, Senator Celsi.
Thank you, Mr. President. I only had one more point to make. Let's see. Some suburban school districts where the students who are now free to go wherever due to the repeal of the voluntary diversity plan would likely be headed to some suburban districts, let's see, here in the Des Moines area, like Ankeny and Waukee, who are already bursting at the seams. So where would the students go? And most importantly, very disturbingly too, it would increase the property tax burden on residents and businesses and hurt the attractiveness of the region and discourage businesses from locating here. In fact, let's talk about businesses. Businesses are looking for places to locate that value diversity. This is a step in the wrong direction. Be happy to take questions.
Is there discussion on the amendment? The chair recognizes the senator from Wayne, Senator Sinclair.
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, let's clarify some things. I've been called racist enough lately, so I'm gonna step up and call some things out here. 3 of these voluntary diversity plans are based solely on socioeconomic standards. In fact, the the desegregation plans, the reason voluntary diversity plans exist are because desegregation plans were struck down by the Supreme Court. These are not racist comments. These are not racist provisions. They are not racist bills. I spoke earlier of the scholarships that are available to students in failing schools, and there are 34 comprehensive buildings in the state, 34 schools that have failed the children in them. 34 schools that have gotten so bad that they need federal assistance to try and improve. 12 of those 34 school districts are protected by these voluntary diversity plans, Mr. President. 12 of these buildings that are on this list of 34 where children are not being taught are protected by these voluntary diversity plans. We don't have time to study it. These children are not being educated. Those 12 districts, school buildings, that are under these districts that have voluntary diversity plans based on socioeconomic standards alone, the average free and reduced lunch eligibility of the children in these districts is over 72%. We're trapping poor minority children in failing buildings, and to push this off another year so we can study it is a travesty to the children who need our help. Colleagues, vote no.
Seeing no further discussion on the amendment, the chair recognizes the senator from Polk for final remarks on Amendment 3007 to Senate File 159 as amended.
Thank you, Mr. President. I simply move the amendment.
The senator from Polk moves the adoption of Senate Amendment 3007 to Senate File 159 as amended. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no.